Hello art friends, and welcome back to Scribble Line Colour Portrait. And now for this last lesson, it is time to put all of what we've learnt together in one portrait. We are going to scribble, line and use colour. So for our art equipment today, we're going to use everything. We have our A3 paper, I have my watercolours, my brushes, water, a palette, I have a testing piece of paper, I have my marker, and I have a fine liner. And I'm going to use a mirror instead of a reference photo. So I also have a mirror. And I'm ready to go. So I'm going to change glasses because I can see better. So let's start off with our line and our scribble. So get your photograph or your mirror. I actually prefer to work with a mirror. So I hold it in this hand and I'm going to start with my marker and I'm going to put some of those lines. And I'm going to do it quite quickly. So just describing my nose. And glasses. You can see I'm breaking up the lines, they're not complete lines. My hair, side of my cheek, chin. These lines may change as I go. If I've made a mistake, I'll correct them. I can see her ear because it's a 3/4 pose. And I've just loosely mapped in my face. I can go down a bit further. I can include my shoulders and top if I wish. I've just loosely mapped in my face with those lines. Now I'm going to grab a marker. What's this one? And now I'm going to use some of that scribbling technique. I'm going to go into my eyes. And when I draw, I'm always correcting and looking for, I know I haven't put everything in the exact right position, so because I do it so loosely and quickly. So as I draw, if I do see that I've put it in the wrong spot, I do try to correct it as I go. Again, looking for those darks, because when I put the dark shadows in, then using those tones makes the face appear. I'm always looking for shapes that I can identify with and darks and lights, and that's how I sort of work out the shapes of my face. Right, now I might go in and check some lines, so I might change back to my marker for my lines. see. Tiny bit more scribble. Now I could play with this for quite a while, and I'd probably do more than one, and I would maybe scribble longer than what I am here for the demonstration, but I might stop now. But if I was in my studio, I'd probably scribble for a little bit longer. Okay, but we're going to move on to the colour now, so I'll put that away. So we've got our portrait, and we're going to now take a brush and wet our page. And the black marker is activating with the water, which is nice. And now we're just going to look at the warms and cools of our faces. So warm moves forward, cools move back. My cheeks are forward, my nose is forward, bottom lip is forward. There's shadows around the eyes. There's usually shadows under the cheek. There's a shadow here. There's a shadow here. It's darker here, and there'll be shadows on the neck. So I'm going to start with a warm colour, and I'm going to start with a reddy orange, I think. So put some orange in there. Add some red, which will make it deeper. Now that's very bright, so I'm going to add water so it becomes more transparent. There. Now when watercolour dries, I'm just going to put that into the cheek loosely. When watercolour dries, it always dries a little bit lighter. Now I'm going to identify the parts of my face that have more light. Keeping it really loose and playful and letting those happy accidents happen, which I love. Now the complementary colour to orange is blue, so I might actually use my complementary colours, which will make it pop out a bit more, hopefully. So put some blue in there, which is very strong, so water that down. It's purple. Sometimes I can't see what the colours are. That's blue. There's two blues. Okay, so I'm going to go in with those darks. You might even want to mess your page up with a little flicker, which is sometimes fun. Again, those happy accidents. Okay, and let's see. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, whatever I feel like. I know my eyes are hazel, so I'm going to go in with a bit of green into those eyes. I also know there's a little bit of red in the corner of my eyes, so I'm going to pop that in. Bit of red around the eyes. And I'm just playing with my colours. And I really am playing, I'm not even thinking about it anymore, I'm just popping them in. I love this purple. It's just so strong. Take some of the water off. Little, what I call a swimming pool, or you can get a piece of kitchen towel or sometimes a tissue. There's a tissue and you can just soak up a bit of that water. It's a bit too much. And when you're happy, stop. And of course when it dries it'll be a little bit lighter. You can always work back into it with the pen. You can work back in with do another layer of paints. You can really play with this technique. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I hope you've learnt lots of new techniques that you can use and have fun with, and mix and match them and have a real play and experiment. Use mirrors, use photo references, use thick lines, thin lines, fast lines, slow lines, use colours you wouldn't normally use, mix them together. Use your mineral paper, which you may not normally use, and experiment with that and really have fun with your portraits. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again.